We begin in Colorado this morning, where authorities say they have found what they believe to be the bodies of Shannon Watts, who was pregnant, and her 2 young daughters. The husband and father, Christopher Watts, is behind bars. A judge ordered him held without bail and told prosecutors to file charges by Monday. Watts had told reporters that he didn't know where his family was, but investigators say they found the bodies in an oil and gas field where Watts works. Officials with the Food and Drug Administration have approved a generic version of EpiPen, the emergency allergy medication. It comes 2 years after EpiPen makers hiked the price of the life-saving device by more than 500%. Several other companies sell products containing the drug epinephrine, but they aren't usually prescribed by doctors. And news of Aretha Franklin's passing sent her 30 greatest hits album soaring to the top of the iTunes chart. The Queen of Soul died at her home in Detroit yesterday after battling pancreatic cancer. Fans are paying tribute to the legendary songstress, from her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to the Apollo Theater in Harlem. The search for one last missing man continues today at Bighorn Lake. The body of 36-year-old Nathan Kelly from Billings was located late Wednesday night. Divers using an underwater remote-operated vehicle found Kelly and the boat involved in Saturday's accident. The body of a Billings woman was recovered Sunday, while another man was flown to a Billings hospital in serious condition. A 19-year-old Glendive mother is behind bars after being arrested for the death of her 2-year-old son back in June. Ashley Howard is charged with negligent homicide after her son died of hyperthermia after being left in a hot car. The child's grandfather, who initially reported the incident to deputies, reported multiple incidents when Howard left her son in a car during hot temperatures. Court documents allege the child was left in a vehicle overnight from Monday, June 25th to the morning of June 26th. On June 26th, he was life-flighted to Billings from Glendive with a body temperature of 107, but at that time, the child was already brain dead and was not expected to survive. Shortly after, the child was removed from life support at St. Vincent Healthcare. Howard is being held at the Dawson County Jail on $100,000 bond. Her initial court appearance is set for August 21st. In Glacier National Park, the Howe Ridge fire is now measuring 3,500 acres in size. This map shows just how much the fire's perimeter has grown since Wednesday morning. An infrared overnight flight provided updated mapping of the fire's perimeter. A Type 1 incident management team is poised to take over management of the fire today. Some evacuated landowners were allowed to return to their properties for a brief time Wednesday, but many areas are considered too dangerous. 2 helicopters dropped water on the edges of the fire to prevent growth. As wildfires burn across the western U.S., air quality concerns linger for many cities. While the flames get much of the attention, the smoke impacts far more people. Climate Smart Missoula has created a website they hope will serve as a hub for those looking for information on wildfires and air quality. The site provides up-to-date information on current conditions, as well as links to the newest scientific findings and tips for making your home healthy. We spoke with pulmonologist Dr. Daniel Leverty at Billings Clinic on how poor air quality can impact our communities.
Poor air quality usually comes along with pollutants or particulates in the air. These things can get inside the lungs and cause irritation or inflammation, and that's what produces a lot of people's respiratory symptoms. And so when air quality declines, we know from multiple studies in the United States and throughout the world that as air quality declines, hospital admissions go up, folks get sicker, diseases tend to get worse.
The website was founded with grant money from the Montana Wildfire Relief Fund and will be updated as conditions change. You can check out the site for yourself at montanawildfiresmoke.org. And meanwhile, Montana Senator Steve Daines and Wyoming Senator John Barrasso say using the Clean Water Act as a means to delay important projects is not what Congress had in mind when that law was passed. At a hearing before the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee, Daines and Barrasso took issue with the state of Washington's denial of a water quality permit for the proposed Millennium Bulk Terminal. That proposed terminal would handle Western coal en route to markets in Asia. During During Thursday's testimony, Daines and C.J. Stewart from Montana's Crow Nation implored the committee to change the law and put a stop to using it to obstruct interstate commerce.
On the Crow Reservation, the unemployment rate there is around 70%. When you engage with the people of the Crow Nation, they are pleading with us here in Washington to allow them to develop their natural resources and to provide opportunities and jobs for their people.
Imagine having $1 trillion in mineral wealth under your feet, and yet your people are starving and destitute before you.
Chairman Barrasso contends Washington state's denial of the bulk terminal permit is an abuse of the Clean Water Act. The bill in question would put scientific guardrails in place to prevent any state from using its authority to stop a project for political reasons. Elsewhere, Montana leaders are taking new steps to make it easier for people to dispose of unused prescription drugs. Governor Steve Bullock announced the state will use a $730,000 grant to distribute metal collection boxes to Montana pharmacies. They'll provide 212 MedSafe boxes at no cost to the pharmacies. State health leaders say 1 in 7 Montana high school students have taken prescription drugs that weren't intended for them. They hope the new collection boxes in pharmacies will make returning unused prescriptions more normal and easy to remember. Well, now we go to Crow Agency, where the centennial celebration of Crow Fair is underway. We were there for last night's grand entry. Take a look.
We're starting the grand entry for the 100th anniversary of Crow Fair Powwow celebration. TV capital of the world here at Crow Agency on the Crow Reservation.
The dancers, the drums, and announcer all make up the spectacular scene of grand entry. This is the Crow Tribe's 100th year celebrating Crow Fair. The festivities continue into the weekend with a parade today, tomorrow, and Sunday at 10 o'clock. Grand entry takes place at 6 o'clock tonight and at 1 o'clock Saturday and Sunday afternoon. And before we take a break, recent studies show more women living in the U.S. are living with metastatic breast cancer or breast cancer that has spread. And many are living longer, thanks in part to new treatments being tested to try to beat the disease. CBS's Meg Oliver shows us how one is offering hope.
Morgan Mitchell and her fiance hit the gym 5 days a week. Morgan has 4 marathons under her belt, works at least 60 hours a week, and travels for her job. She's doing all of this while battling stage 4 breast cancer.
I'm 29, and I had no family history to my knowledge.
And then you got tested and you had the gene.
Yes, I did have the gene.
On the same day Bob proposed last November, Morgan discovered a lump in her breast. Then came the shocking news she had breast cancer that spread to her liver.
It's immeasurable.
Morgan's doctor, Paula Klein at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York, suggested she enroll in a new clinical trial for metastatic breast cancer patients. The experimental treatment combines 4 different targeted drugs to try to stop cancer cells from growing and spreading.
This is the new way to treat cancer. Going after the unique biology of every cancer is the answer, the Holy Grail.
Mount Sinai is the first and only hospital offering the trial, which allows patients to avoid chemotherapy and radiation. For the bride-to-be, maintaining her quality of life was important.
How are you feeling today?
Tired, but happy that I can, wake up and still have my hair and still go to work.
After 8 months of treatment, some tumors are shrinking. For now, the couple says they are focusing on their future, planning their wedding.
Those wedding toasts, it's not going to be a dry eye in the house. But Bob and I are very fortunate to be going through this together.
We're fighting through it. I mean, there's no other option, really.
Their big day is set for next summer. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
And it's estimated more than 150,000 women in this country are living with metastatic breast cancer.